Hello, welcome to the No Talent Podcast. I'm Mike,
I'm Dan.
and we're going to tell you some stuff, teach you a little something about working on film crews and stuff, because obviously we're here for the crews.
Yes, we're here for the working man.
The working men, the people whose names are not displayed on the posters.
Exactly.
So, yeah, it's a rough world in the industry when you're a laborer.
It sounds like you have something you want to jump off on.
Yeah, did the tired on my face tell you?
I was gonna say you've been away.
I've been
working a job. Like the people watching or listening might not know. Like we do space these out quite a bit. You could tell by my hair. Like we space these out.
Dude, what happened to your hair?
We space these out in our we're gonna have to change the logo. We space these out quite a bit in our recording. Which might put us behind the eight ball on being topical sometimes, but it is what it is.
We'll work on it.
You were away working a job.
Mm-hmm.
You're back a little sooner than we kind of discussed.
Yeah, I was supposed to be gone for a while.
Do you wanna get into that a little? Like obviously not naming any names.
Not to name names.
What's going on?
I'm in pain. I'm tired. I miss my friends and family.
That's every job we work, though.
I like the travel jobs. The pay's a little better, obviously, because you get, the per diem and whatnot. You get put up. It's cool. I was in a pretty cool place, so that was fun. But I don't know, man. A lot happened. It was just from start to finish. And I use finish very loosely because we never got to finish. We barely got to start. And, it was so much going down, and they relied a lot on me and another PA for a lot of the heavy lifting, like stuff that I don't think PAs would normally do, but because me and him had a background with labor and stuff like that, I guess they were like, oh, they might know how to do it, and we did. We did it. They liked it a lot. Just, it took a toll.
Now,
it was a lot.
Would you say they were using your guys, background outside of production as a means to maybe take advantage of using you guys rather than using union workers or people who
I don't know
where it would be more appropriate for them to be doing that job based on their title but they were kind of strong-arming you guys into doing that work.
I don't want to say they were strong-arming. They definitely were like, hey, we need you guys to, step up and do this and stuff like that. And I was like, all right, whatever, I get it. They're not asking me to do anything I've never done before.
Of course.
So it's fun. I'm the first person to say no. I was even telling the other PA, too. I was like, dude, just if something you're uncomfortable, just say no.
Yeah.
And he was like, no, we're good. And we've done this before. I was like, all right, cool. But, again, it wasn't anything on the crew either. For the most part, it's the people I was dealing with, the higher-ups in the office, everybody was cool as hell.
Yeah.
We were all understanding that we were all on this project and we were all suffering together. But no, it was definitely more than most PAs would do. I don't think if I had that background, they would have asked me to do it. But,
okay.
That
makes sense.
Yeah. It was a lot. It was a lot of work. The first week, I was working well over 70 hours, 75 hours.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it was a lot.
And this is pre-production, right?
This was pre-production. We were supposed to be in pre-production for quite a bit of time, and the filming was going to be also a nice lengthy film. But the pre-production itself, at least for me, was going to be 3 months.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So now you figure 3 months pre-production.
Mm-hmm.
It's probably a little less for the actual shoot, you'd have to think.
I think it was longer because there was multiple locations.
Okay, so
I can't, confirm how long. I just know it was going to be a little bit. I was going to be on the job for a bit.
So yeah, so now let's just say you probably lost out on, or that was supposed to be probably 7-ish months of work.
Yeah,
and it wasn't.
It wasn't
because now you're back.
Now I'm back.
I don't know how much of it you're allowed to talk about based on things you might have signed. Do you want to
I can go not into specifics. I can just talk about the general job itself, because I don't know exactly why it was I got cut so early. It was just things just weren't falling into place. I don't know if it was a money thing or whatever. I know locations were an issue because there's multiple locations, everything. And the part of the location I was at least, it was very difficult to get things. Like, and I've heard people say countless times, oh, we work in the industry where we get things, where anything we want, we can get it. And I guess the location we were at, that was not the case.
Well, sometimes, like, and I've seen this, whether you're working in New York City, whether you're working in like more rural locations, I've seen people try to get locations down in like Oklahoma or like
that's a big spot now.
Yeah, it's become a very big spot where people aren't always like super willing to like
I had
disrupt their business or even though like obviously these people are going to be compensated for their location, their time, what have you. What people are like, not everyone's willing to do that for good reason. Like I remember I was working on a job where we were filming in this one house in New Jersey, but we were going to be there for like 3 weeks, and we had offered to put I say we, like the production had offered to put them up in a hotel for that amount of time. Fortunately, they had it was during their like off period of work, their off season, and they had a vacation house like down the shore, so they were willing to like just be there for the month. It didn't like disrupt them, but I don't know. That's a pretty reasonable no. Like, no, you need my house for 3 months? Like, no, I'd like to sleep in my own bed.
Yeah. No, there were people who were really excited because this was in a place where I would assume not much happens.
Yeah.
Like, a lot of the jobs up there were also labor jobs. Like, it was just dudes driving trucks and, building shit. But it was... a lot of people who found out, like, they would see our name, like, for when we placed, like, orders and stuff, it would say Productions on the end of the name.
Yeah.
And they were like, oh, my God, are you a film crew? And we were like, yeah. And they're like, oh, can we be in the movie? And I'm like, that's not my department. I can't.
Everyone wants to be in the movie.
Everybody wants to be in the movie. And then there were people who were like, oh, Jesus, you guys are going to be here now? Come on, man. I moved out of New York because I didn't want to be the part. Like, whatever.
Yeah, you do run into that quite a bit.
Yeah, a lot of people just don't give a shit. Like, it's a lot of people are in like, oh, that's so cool. I would love to be a part of that somehow. And then there's some people who are like, dude, just get away from me.
I remember one time I was doing a lockdown. We were shooting in the city, and I was supposed to be locking down a corner, and I ran into the most like New York man you've ever met in your life. Like just this like had to be in his, I'll be generous and say like late 60s, and
shit, he could have been 40.
What the look on this man's face when I told him like, hey man, we're filming something, I'm gonna need you to wait. And he was like, every week with this shit. I can't deal with it. He's like, I don't know why I don't leave. And then he pushed right past me. Like there was no.
You can't.
Like you can't. I can't hold him. Like I could ask him politely not to, but he was done. So I'm guessing and then I put it together. Like I actually like read the sides from that day and realized like, oh, they're probably at this location. Oh, like this probably happens a lot.
Yeah.
Which means, hey, that's shutting down a block someone lives on for a week. Like, for a day every like couple weeks. Like that's a lot. Well, that's New York City. You see that if you live in New York City, you know what the trucks look like. Yeah.
Like you see the trucks, you go, oh, they're filming over here. Like even upstate New York, people where it's not as thing, they'll see the trucks coming in, and it's one of two reactions. Oh, that's so cool, or oh, Jesus Christ, here we go. Like I've done jobs in upstate New York before where people like they were paying people like, hey, we're gonna use this street, but we're gonna shut it down, but we'll pay you for the day for your business. And they're getting shit. Like Locations is getting shit for like they're dude, I got a business to run. I don't care about your filming this and that.
Yeah. Like, well, I could see why you wouldn't. Like, I'm just thinking of other jobs I've worked where like I've worked in a supermarket where like I could see not wanting to shut down for a day.
Yeah.
Where like, well, what do I do about my deliveries?
Yeah.
Like, I have perishable items here.
Mm-hmm.
That's a day of like, are you going to compensate me for like the eggs and the meat
Mm-hmm.
and the dairy that went bad that like the next day because they weren't moved?
Yeah.
So I do get it. Like, there's things you maybe wouldn't consider if you're just someone who like even on like the indie route, if you're like, looking for locations, there are things like to be considered on the business's end of things that they're not going to be able to deal with. Mm-hmm. And then you have other things like this is going to be our locations episode for a minute. Yeah, no, like going back to that job where we worked in New Jersey, we were in these people's house for, it ended up being a month. Mm-hmm. I don't want to say, I can't put a dollar amount to the damage caused to this house just by like little things that go wrong on a film set. But like, I would have been furious had I been the homeowner. Like, I don't know if I had heard at one point that they're like, oh, we might have to like prep for a lawsuit for damages because it exceeded what like the contract had listed for like damages and compensation. Like, yeah, I would have been furious.
No, yeah, I would have been too.
Yeah,
because part of I've done that. I've done the setting up and deconstruction of like a house, like of some random person's house.
Yeah, I put down Ramboard before.
Yeah, put down Ramboard. And I've taken people's furniture out, put it in storage units. I've put in new furniture, and the people do get a little like sometimes, especially if it's one of those New York guys or women, they're just standing over watching as you're just moving stuff around. And like I've had like set deck and location people go, hey, listen, we're just gonna need you to get out of the way because if you get hurt, that's a whole different thing. They're like, you're in my house, I can do whatever I want, I could watch you move my shit.
Yeah.
And then we've done like things where like we're done. There was a little bit of a mess, maybe like something got on the walls or something. And they're like, what are you guys doing about this? We're like, we're covering it. Relax. We're gonna do a walkthrough. You just have to let us finish the job first.
Yeah, like, well, that is the one thing of like when you're like filming in someone's home, you kind of don't want them there for it.
No, you don't.
Like one time I was working on a friend's short, and for the purpose of saving money, we were shooting in her parents' house. And the level of anxiety added to the shoot because we were filming at her parents' house. Like, like one thing like to consider is you're running a lot of electricity, like the lights, the camera. Like if you have to plug this stuff in, you have to charge the walkies, you have to charge it. Like she was like, oh my God, I didn't think about the electric bill. And I was like, I remember that quote had come back to me.
Didn't think about the electric.
And I was like, I mean, we're 4 hours into filming. Like what are we do? Like, it's a 2-day shoot. Like this isn't the time. Like, like I don't know what to tell you, but it's the same as like the people who like want to be walked through during the filming. It's like, you basically have a construction crew in your house right now. Yeah, it's not going to look great.
The second you sign that paper, your house is a work site.
Yeah, like that's it. You do not. Yeah, you don't want to be there because you don't want to see that in your house. Like, and it's hard to trust the professionalism of everyone there. When it's your business, it's your house. It's like
that's also the other thing too. Like some small production company, like some indie person comes in and goes, hey, I love your house, can I film here? And you're like, yeah, sure. But as opposed to like if somebody from like Netflix or Hulu, like a big name comes in and goes, hey, we want to use your house, and you're like, oh hell yeah. Like there's a professional scale to it. It's like, oh, I don't know, this person just wants to be a movie person, and as opposed to, oh, this person works in the movies.
Well, a major production company got, if they like cracked the marble in your house, they'd pay to probably like have that replaced. 2 college kids, what are they gonna do? Like, so I do get it.
No, I totally get it.
And segueing back to the job you were on, like I understand people, especially in like a smaller town.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I wouldn't want this film crew like messing up, disrupting my timeline of my business, my whatever. But then also, yeah, like what about damages?
Mm-hmm.
Like what about like there's always things to consider.
Well, for this job, I like going back to what you said about saving money. They obviously, it doesn't matter how big your production is, whether it's you're an indie filmmaker making Paranormal Activity, or you're making the next Avengers movie. They're gonna want to save money any way they can.
It's someone's job, if not a whole department's job, to try to save money.
Oh yeah, there's so many. I was listening to people talk about money the entire time I was there, and we gotta save this, we gotta do that, and they were trying to save money. Like, I'm not saying it was a small project either. It was a pretty decent sized project.
Yeah.
But they were trying to save money, so they were putting, people in old, everything up where we were, it was old. Like, a lot of the buildings were old, so they were using those older buildings. The only issue with those older buildings, though, is you are going to spend money making it look nice and keeping it safe for the workers who got to go in.
Yeah.
Like, there are some people who will go into like production. Like, if I'm in the production office, production doesn't get a say in shit. Like, they'll be like, all right, this is your office. You guys work out of here. It's like, okay. And then it's like, all right, costumes has to go here, but we need to put up new walls, new this, new that, put down new floors, cover everything, do this and that. And it's like, all right, so yeah, we'll just stay here and work out of the dungeon while they get a nice new place to, work out of. Which is, I get it. You like the safety aspect. I do not complain. I am number one when it comes to safety. Obviously,
of course,
I would like to go home without an injury as well.
Now, as a production assistant, have you ever been put in a position where your safety has been compromised?
Dude, so many times. Are you kidding me? The second people find out, like the second somebody goes, oh, Mike used to do construction. Mike used to be a handyman. Mike occasionally would train on stunts. Mike used to do wrestling. Anytime they were like, oh, Mike could do it. Every time. And I'm like, dude, you got to give me more pay. You got to give me a union card, something. So I'm a huge supporter. Obviously, we both are a supporter of PAs getting unionized, because there's so much that PAs are forced to do, and a lot of the times PAs will not say no. They're not as stupid as I am, where I'll just go fuck you. No.
Yeah. How about no? By the way.
How about no? Like, I was telling the dude I was with, I was like, bro, if you're uncomfortable, say no. If I see something I don't like, I'm gonna tell you to say no, or I'm gonna say no for you.
Yeah. Well, this actually bleeds into something I did want to talk about today.
Okay.
So one of my favorite shows of the last year is called The Pit.
I haven't gotten into it, but I heard great things.
It's if you have a day, watch it.
I do now.
You're not free time now.
I got some time.
But it's a great show.
Shout out to The Pit, Noah Wiley, Fiona Dorff. Big fan of Fiona.
Everyone in that show is absolutely killing it. Apparently, I can't speak to this, but the most accurate medical drama of all time so far.
I've had nurse friends say it's pretty good.
Yeah, my girlfriend works in pediatrics, and she said from what she knows, she doesn't work in an emergency room. It seems pretty accurate. Just the stuff that she does, they're like, oh, that translates like pretty directly. But they are now filming season 2.
Exciting.
I hate to do this, but I'm going to read from the Hollywood Reporter.
Okay.
Some news about the production of season 2 of The Pit.
Good news, I hope.
It seems to be. All right. This is from the Hollywood Reporter. Let me an article by Katie Kilkenny.
Sources.
The Pit production assistants launch landmark unionization drive.
Oh.
This is an exclusive, by the way.
That's awesome.
The laborers union in Hollywood is backing the push, which will be watched closely by early career workers on other scripted shows. All right, I'm gonna just quickly read. It only seems to be 2 paragraphs, so I'll make it through. I'm sorry for everyone who has to hear my reading voice. So,
make it
all right.
sexy.
The hit Emmy-nominated show The Pit is notching another distinction. In a rare move, its production assistants are announcing an attempt to unionize. Support staffers on the second season of the show requested voluntary recognition for a union and filed a petition for an election with the National Labor Relations Board on Friday. The Hollywood Reporter is orange. Their effort is the first backed by Production Assistants United, a movement that aims to unionize this class of workers nationwide to go public. This is the first time ever that we can say PAs and assistants are unionizing on a show like this in film and TV, says Production Assistants United organizer Ethan Ravens, who, like other leaders in the movement, is a production assistant himself. It's huge.
That's pretty sick.
Yeah, I mean, this is huge. We're talking about a major, not network, but this show's on HBO.
Yeah.
One of the leaders in television for the last 30-odd years.
Mm-hmm. HBO used to be like premium shit.
Oh, yeah. I mean, to a lot of people, it still is.
It still is. I mean, it is.
I mean, they are putting on some of the best shows, some of the biggest shows ever, and they still are. And on this platform, you now have a major movement in labor relations where PAs, who for the longest time have been the punching bags of the industry, are now in a position where they're in a good spot. Like, hopefully this goes through. Obviously this seems very early days. Like, I think this happened on Friday. We're talking about it 2 days later.
Yeah.
But we're pulling for them.
I'm hoping. I'm hopeful for it.
This would be big.
This would be huge.
I don't know. I'm sure there are plenty. I'm sure they're gonna hit a lot of pushback on this.
Of course there is. Why? Because why would higher ups want the lackeys to be unionized? God forbid they have protection too.
Now, I don't know where this is filmed. I imagine a decent chunk of it is filmed in Pittsburgh, where the show's set, but I don't know if the rest of it's filmed in an area with a more robust film industry. Because if it's filmed in LA or anywhere else, like, obviously replacing the production assistants becomes very easy.
Yeah.
But if it, hopefully people don't stab if they decide they're not going to work for the day.
If the crew was run well and everybody was cool about it, likely they're going to bring back those people, because as soon as those department heads get brought back, they're going to be like, first thing they're going to do is, like, the ADs, for example, are going to be like, I need those PAs back. The coordinators in the office are going to be like, I need those PAs back. Like, I've been on a TV show. I'm potentially going to be coming up on my third season on a TV show soon. And if I do get onto that, it's pretty much going to be the same crew I worked with the last 2 seasons.
Yeah.
Because if it ain't broke, don't fix it. You know what I mean? Like, you get a good crew. That is something to stick by. You're with them more than your family. So essentially, they become your family.
Yeah.
Like, it's crazy.
Yeah. You obviously, like, hopefully these are probably returning crew members. That's a good point.
I would assume so.
Yeah, I would assume.
That. Again, that's if the show was apparently amazing. I haven't watched it. I'm going to. But the show itself being that good doesn't mean the show was run well, but I'm assuming it was. If they're,
the fact that this is getting off the ground and, like, we're hearing about it does tell me that this is probably a well-run production.
Yeah. It was like a year ago that we first started hearing about unionization for PAs and then commercial unions and stuff like that?
Yeah, I would say...
Or was it longer? I feel like it was just last year, though.
See, I would say I was hearing about it, I would say 2 years ago. 2 years ago. Was when the rumblings started. But, yeah, probably in the last year to year and a half is when, like, any legitimacy to it has been... We definitely
got to get somebody who's into this, like, on here to talk about it, because this is something that has to get out.
Yeah,
you know
I mean,
like we have a huge platform just yet, but, like, put somebody in front of the camera, let them talk.
That's the thing, like, we definitely, on our end, we definitely want to get people involved in this movement, because this is the ground floor.
Yeah, if anybody knows anybody that's part of PAs getting unionized or the attempt to get PAs unionized, let us know.
Yeah.
We'll drop our email and link in the bottom and stuff like that. But
because we certainly want to be a lending hand where we can be.
That's the whole point of this podcast. We're talking about the crew members and the people that you don't hear about. You know what I mean? And the PAs especially, like, we've been there. We know what it's like. We know, like, just the lack of support. The whole point of a union is to, you know, support the workers and protect the workers overall. And the PAs are the people that need that most. Like, I've done so much shit I probably shouldn't have done.
Oh, yeah. Just thinking about the legality of a lot of stuff I've done where, like, not even, like, the dangerous stuff, like, oh, I certainly shouldn't have been doing that, but, like, how many times have you, like, had to work through your lunch? Mm-hmm. You know?
Well, yeah, I worked in production a lot, and we don't get lunch. Like, if you get a free 10 minutes to eat your food, that's a blessing.
Yeah, like, especially if you're in the office, it's like, well, you're eating at your desk.
Yeah, that's it. You're eating at your desk while you're working.
Yeah, like,
I'm not saying that's every
job, not every job. You know, especially when you have when you really have good people in the office, you have good coordinators. Like, I
usually work with the same people. Like, the job I was just on was the first. We had an office switch over. Like, we had some people go and new people come in, and that made me a little nervous. I'm not a nervous person, but I was like, all right, well, I'm not gonna be seeing the end of this job. Little did I know.
Yeah. Normally when there's a big switchover, like, especially early on, you could kind of expect it's coming for you.
Yeah, of course. Because everybody swapped over. I was like one of a handful of people who stayed. But even then, the new office that came in was fucking awesome. Everybody was cool as hell. Yeah. So we were.
Sometimes it does work out.
It worked out very well. Everybody was cool as hell. I would work with those people anytime. You know, it's just like, again, as a PA, you have no backing if you were to get let go.
Yeah, there's no one. There's no rep to call. There's no support.
Nope. You're a coordinator. You can you can call somebody. You can go back on a list to get a job. I don't know exactly how that works, but like PA, that's it. You're done. You got to call your connects. Be like, hey, you got a job. Hey, you got a job.
Yeah, exactly. You have to call people your friends, and essentially, like, ask for work.
Call your local ice cream shop. Ask if they got some hours to spare.
Go see like what you can get for a survival job until another job gets in.
That's pretty much what I'm going to be on for now.
Hey, you need a bar back for a few weekends.
Yeah, you need a bar back. Male stripper, here I come.
Oh my god! Like the things I've done for survival jobs between stuff is, like, kind of crazy. Yeah. Like that's an episode on its own, though. Like,
oh yeah, we can definitely talk about that.
Like, things people have done for survival jobs in between.
Dude, I've put together furniture for people. I've done landscaping. I've done just handiwork here and there. You know, I've done a bunch of crap.
Oh my god, I helped people move.
I've done that too.
Like,
I help people move.
I have a bad back. Like, I have a spinal injury, and I've like, hey, someone's got to pay the bills. You know?
For real.
But yeah, like, I'm happy to see that this movement is going on. Mm-hmm. I'm happy to see it's finally getting some legs. Mm-hmm. But I'm weary, admittedly. I just don't know if the industry will allow this to happen.
It's not something that should be allowed to happen. It should just happen.
It should.
You get enough voices, you can get somewhere.
Oh, it should. But I think,
because you take those PAs out, good luck.
I just think a lot of people want to work in the film industry.
Yep, and they'll do whatever they can to break into
it. And I think people will scab. Mm-hmm. Like, I don't trust that you get a bunch of 18-year-olds that are maybe in film, like in film school or whatever. Mm-hmm. They're home from break and you're filming. I don't think it'd be that hard to manipulate young kids into defeating a movement.
Look at the last strike that happened. I was hearing stories of people like, they were using AI to write the scripts and stuff, and like they were coming out robotic. Like, if they try to make like a rom-com or something and it's coming out robotic, they were handing them off to people who wanted to make something in the industry, paying them way less money than they would a normal writer. Yeah. And then they were just like, yeah, here, just fix this up, make it human.
Yeah. There were people stabbing left and right. I remember there was a guy on TikTok. I don't remember his name, but he was like pretty big. Like he would do like comedy skits and stuff like that, and maybe more stuff I aimed more like towards kids, I guess. But I remember when the actors strike went on. Obviously, the actors and writers were striking around the same time, and he went public on TikTok that they approached him on a deal, and he got a lot of backlash for stabbing.
Yeah,
and he was like, "Oh, I'm not like this. That's just what people call you when you're trying to break in. You're using it." An opportunity to break into the industry.
It's not an opportunity. There was something going on there, and you stepped over the line.
Well, that dude lost his career.
Good.
But good, obviously. But
I mean, not good if you had people to support and whatnot.
Yeah, I hope not. He was young, so I'm guessing it was just him. But
like him trying to break in.
But I'm like, if there's one, there's 100. You know, like, and if there's 100, there's more. Like,
we're not as big of an industry as people think we are.
Yeah, like, that's the thing.
It's not like it's not a lot, but there's only a couple 100,000 people that work in this industry throughout the world, probably. I don't know. I could be lying. That's what I hear, at least in the U.S.
In the U.S., I would say it's pretty small, especially like, I don't know. Granted, I haven't worked on much, like having like stepped away from the industry for a while. But you work with a lot of the same people,
dude.
Like, all the time.
We have a saying: "See you on the next one," because you're going to see these people again. I've worked with people that lived in like Georgia and Oklahoma and whatever, and then I'll see them again on another project.
Yeah, it's a pretty tight knit industry where you can build a network pretty quick.
Yeah, for sure.
Just by like you're going to see people on one job to the next, to the next, to the next. Mm-hmm. But that does tell you it's kind of small, which means, the opportunity for replacement is there.
Oh, yes.
Because it doesn't take much. Especially, I don't know, you put a something out there that you're hiring no experience needed for over $200 a day. You're going to get people.
Some 18 or 19-year-old who doesn't have any bills is going to take that.
Oh, of course, yeah. Why wouldn't you? Like, when I was that age, I would have.
Yeah.
And, they might not understand the scrupulous nature of everything, but now that's how movements get defeated. Yep. Like, you're preying on other people.
Yep.
Like, and that's where I get nervous with this stuff of, I want to see it happen. I think it ultimately will, but I think it's an uphill fight for now.
Oh, yeah. It's going to be a fight. It's going to be a fight.
It's going to be a few years, I think, before any, like, real change happens. Because one thing I think that should be said is this is happening on a series.
Yeah.
So, like you said, like, you're going to want to bring these crews back.
Yep.
Now, we haven't seen this happen on a movie set yet. I don't know how that's gonna work because like replacement becomes pretty easy. The strategy there has to be so like well thought out because you basically have to put these people in a position of, well, we can't replace these guys, and that becomes hard when money's involved, And
then you got somebody like me who does stupid shit that PA should not be doing, and they're like, that's the guy you're not going to replace. But which is nice because I get a name for myself. I have a reputation that I've built up that people are like, oh, you want this guy in your set.
Yeah, man, you're a rock star PA.
I'd punch you in the face if I could reach you right now. But, dude, no, but that's what it is. They were like, you want this guy in your set. He'll do everything you need for no fucking money. Like, the amount of times we've heard like, oh, this guy will do it, and it's like, yeah, because he gets paid less and he needs the job.
Yeah, like because I have no job security or health benefits or anything.
But that's the other thing too. People got to learn when to say no and when not to say no. They got to understand too. You're not going to get fired for every little thing, especially if you voice out loud, "No, I fear for my safety," or "No, I don't know how to do that." You can't get fired for that.
You really got to play on people's decency.
No, you really do. You get some asshole, then I understand why, but you still got to know when to say no.
Yeah, like
you can't be the yes guy.
Yeah, you're probably gonna have to cop to like working during a break or like maybe like just one day
Be the reliable person, but don't be the person who's going to do everything they ask of you, because that's going to lead to you getting hurt.
You can't be a doormat, for sure. Like, but it's a fine line. I never want to see anyone put themselves in a weird, like, financial situation. Mm-hmm. Odds are, if you're working in the film industry, you already are in a weird financial situation.
Oh, yeah.
But, like, I don't want to see anyone, like, risk their health and safety. I also don't want to see anyone risk, like, not being able to pay rent that month either, you know? So it's a fine line, you know.
Well, that's the thing, too. Like, you're, as a PA, right, you get paid. I don't want to say you don't get paid decent. You get decent pay, especially if you're somebody who doesn't really have bills. Maybe you got a phone bill or whatever, or you just got to pay for your car. That's fine. But if you're a full-blown adult, you're paying all your bills, you're paying your rent, you're paying whatever. It's not one of those jobs, like, you could probably get by if you're frugal enough. Like me, I'm frugal. I will save every dollar I can get.
Yeah.
But once that job's over, that money's only going to last you so long. Like, you're it's not like you're somebody getting paid $45, $50 an hour with benefits, and you're able to put that money away, and then if you got rent or something, you could last a month or two without work. No, you got to go find that next job.
It's a paycheck to paycheck.
It's very paycheck to paycheck. Like, that's where the survival jobs come in. Like, you finish the job, you could probably take a week off to yourself, because these jobs are draining. You're working minimum 60 hours a week. You do need that survival job, though, because you got to keep paying your bills. Your money's going to go away.
I remember after working on the show we had worked on together, I was like, I just need 2 weeks off, because we ended up working, I think, almost a month longer than we thought we would be, because of the office breakdown.
Yeah.
And I was like, I just need 2 weeks. Like, I'm physically drained. I'm mentally exhausted. Mm-hmm. I had 2 days off, because you can't wait either. And if you turn down jobs,
you don't know when that next one's coming.
You don't know when that next one's coming. You don't know for sure that person that offered you that job is going to be cool with offering you another one. Mm-hmm. You know, like, because obviously it's all reputation. Mm-hmm. And the best ability is availability. Like, you need to be reliable. But, people that weird about that.
Yep.
About if you say you can't, you're maybe not that person's guy anymore, and that becomes a problem for your livelihood.
Yeah.
So
that's also a weird thing too. People don't understand, like, sometimes when they're like, "Oh, we need you on a job," and you're like, "I'm busy," or "I can't. I need to do something, this and that." And then if that person's not an understanding person, which is very rare to, like, come by, especially when you're lower, like, people are calling you for a reason.
Oh yeah.
But you get that one person who's not very understanding. They're like, "All right, well, I'm never calling you again." It's like, but, dude, I told you I'm busy. Like, what's the issue here?
I couldn't do someone's. I couldn't be on 2 days of someone's shoot because I was going to be out of town for a friend's wedding, and I had a good working relationship with them. They blocked me on, like, Instagram, blocked my number, everything, because I was like 2 days of I was like, yeah, I'll come. Yeah. I'll be back the next week. I'll be back Monday. Mm-hmm. I could start Monday morning. I'll be good. Mm-hmm. Like, that's how. But people are fickle. They out here,
they could be assholes about it. A lot of people forget you do have a life outside of the industry.
Yeah,
like, they forget that often. Like, there's days where I'll ask for off, but, like, again, majority of the time I'm working with really cool people.
Yeah,
they'll be like, "All right, you're fine. Go ahead." And I usually say, too, like, listen, if you need somebody for, like, the day or two that I'm gone, I will get somebody in here just to fill my shoes for those 2 days. A lot of the times they're like, "No, it's fine. We can go without you."
Yeah.
But sometimes they'll be like, "You know what? I appreciate that. That's awesome. Cool. Tell them to come in."
Well, that's a big part for PAs. Like, again, right now, the union isn't set up for us yet. Mm-hmm. Having that network helps, because being able to do that, being able to, like, fill a replacement for you for, like, a day or two is pretty big. Like, if you could go in with the whole thing of, like, hey, if I'm not here, like, if I have to call out for a day, you want to take her, you want to, like, bring her in, like, she's a friend, I've worked with her, she's good. Mm-hmm. That's a great way to protect your job, protect your reputation.
Because they know you're not just going to leave them high and dry. Those are the people they will definitely never hire again.
That, and if you want to talk about moving up such a rough term for this, but like to becoming like a key PA, because they could show you're showing people that you have like references and you have references, not references, but you have that network of other PAs and you're responsible. I mean, key PAs make the same amount of money as regular PAs.
You just got the responsibility.
Yeah, you have more responsibility for the same pay, which that's an insane thing to talk about it. Like, you know.
Same thing with like secretaries. Secretaries maybe make $1 more than PAs.
Yeah, like, which that's a weird one too.
Isn't that a weird one?
Like,
they're basically APCs.
And
assistant production.
Yeah, and I've never understood the setup. The Office is much weirder, I feel. Like, how the Office is set up. Yeah, like, there's a more clear line of, like, this person reports to this person, reports to this person, reports to this person. But everyone's doing the same job.
Yeah.
Like, all the responsibilities remain the same, essentially.
Yeah. The Office is just making sure all the parts move. That's it.
Outside of, like, maybe handling, like, particulars as it pertains to talent, really everyone's doing the same thing. So I don't understand the discrepancy in I get that, like, it's managerial, but if everyone's responsibilities are the same, how I don't get that. You know?
Well, there are some things that obviously PAs are not allowed to do. Obviously PAs are not allowed to handle contracts and shit like they could sort them. They can make them look pretty, but they can't.
Yeah, they can't type up contracts.
Yeah, they can't type up contracts. They can't, put through, rentals and flight and travel and stuff like that. That's coordinating stuff.
Yeah.
Like, a secretary could technically do that too, depending on the job, but.
Yeah, no, that's true.
Because APC is arguably one of the most stressful jobs in production.
Because I was going to say, I know I've certainly, as an office PA, like, have, like, contracts would be the difference maker there. Because I know I've certainly done things as an office PA where I'm like, should I be doing this? It seems like not my.
In the office, it's whatever, man.
Yeah, it's whatever someone wants you to do. But I've definitely done things where I'm like, I don't know if this falls under my purview.
The one thing I will say about that is if you're, like, on set, whatever, you handle responsibility, good job. You did a good thing. In the office, you handle a certain responsibility. They're going to make note of that because those are probably the same people you're going to be working with from office to office. Like, for me, I've been working with the same people. If I'm capable of taking on one of their a coordinator's responsibility, they're going to make note of that. And they're going to be like, hey, listen, if you ever
that's true
want to be a coordinator, there's a union there for that. There's,
it is easier. I don't want to say easier to move up in the office, but
it's more, people notice more because you're just tight knit with them.
That's true. I mean? That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've enjoyed working in the office more, I feel like, than I have set PA.
I do, only because you can form better rapport. You can hang out with the people and stuff like that. The only thing I don't like being about working in the office is you deal with every fucking department, every fucking person.
That's true.
And you do not get a break. Like the job I was just on, anytime somebody asked something of me, I had to make sure it was getting done because there was nobody else there to do it. They were having trouble finding PAs. That was another problem too. The area we were in, they couldn't find PAs. So like when you work in the office, you're it. Like you're not dealing with just your department. Like if you're in the AD department, you're on set. That's it. You're with the AD department. You're on the art department. You're in the art department. You're in props. You're only in props. When you're in production, you deal with everybody. It's a good learning experience, but you got so much responsibility and you have so much coming your way every day. Like if you get to sit down for more than 5-10 minutes, it's nice.
Yeah, that's true. Like the office can be super stressful because you are like the if you think of like a funnel, like you are the bottom point of that funnel. You just got everything coming to you.
Nope.
But yeah, I've enjoyed the office a little bit more than set just because you're not getting the hassle of being on set and being like, I feel like there's that healthy separation of like you're not the lowest man on the totem pole like you are on set. where when you're on set, it's people. If you're working with like the wrong type of people, they'll make it pretty obvious that you are a low man on a totem pole, and you are, like going to be treated as such.
Yeah.
Where in the office, it's a little harder to treat people that way.
Yeah, because you're with them every day.
Yeah.
You understand. It's also in the office. You're so close with everybody, whether it's, the coordinators, the UPM, the supervisor, the producers sometimes. Like everybody notices that what you're doing and how you're doing it. So if you're busting your ass, it gets noticed because you're there with them.
Yeah.
On set, you're busting your ass. Nobody's gonna notice. That's a big set. Nobody gives a shit. Just do your job.
That and like it's harder to see.
Yeah.
Like someone busting their ass on set. Like, and I've probably been guilty of that myself, of maybe not like noticing, oh man, like she's putting in a crazy amount of work, but she's on the other side on a lockdown.
That's the thing.
I'm not seeing it. Like maybe I'm hearing some radio like scatter every now and again, but I'm not seeing it.
Yeah.
Or like, I've seen radio PAs, like walkie PAs, like absolutely go batshit on sets, like doing doing crazy amounts of work.
Yeah.
And yeah, but you're not seeing it just because, like, well, yeah, everyone should have a radio, but those have to come from somewhere, you know, like, so you're right. I think it's that your efforts will be recognized more in the office, and there's definitely a clearer path towards moving up.
No, yeah, for sure.
Where, as it pertains now, that the production assistants on set are technically members, not they work under the director side of things for the most part, where the goal is to be able to enter the DGA, but that's not the easiest thing to do. Like, it is pretty hard to like move up to that. Because I don't know if you're up to date on what the requirements are, but wasn't it like 600 days on set?
Something like that.
Yeah, it's
I don't know.
But it needs to be done in like 2 years or like 2.5 years.
Which is possible because 365 days a year. But again, like, that's if you're working.
If you're working on union sets, so
there's also DGA programs and stuff, but those are kind of hard to get into because they only accept a handful of people every year.
They are, and I've seen quite a bit of nepotism as it pertains to like getting into into those DGA programs. Not to say that's everyone in there, I just know from what I've seen. And if you are someone who like maybe didn't go to film school or like, they're definitely picking people for those programs that have a little bit more of a background. So it can be very difficult if you're trying to like move up through the industry. Like for someone like me, like I ended up in the industry at 25, it was maybe a little younger, but I didn't come to it from wanting to be in the industry. I kind of happened my way into it. Yeah. And that was a big reason for me not continuing in the industry, is just it's like the pathway to moving up isn't clear. It's not
especially now, it's one of the most competitive industries out there.
It's not I put in my 5 years, I can now take a test, or I can do what I can take a class or something and now I have a way to move up. It's time on the job, but also like kind of getting lucky.
Well, that's also a thing that myself included, that's something that can fuck with you. It has fucked with me before. Like, at least in New York City, or most in, professions, you're on the job for 5 years. You're getting a raise. You're getting, your benefits. You're getting, things that show that you worked there for X amount of time. You're a PA for 5 years. You're a PA for 5 years. Congrats. That's really it. You're not getting a raise. You have to work. You have to look for those positions or work to those positions. Like, I've seen people like that I went to trade school with now making 6 figures, buying cars and houses and stuff, and I'm still following a fucking dream and stuff. You know what I mean?
Well, I knew a guy who was a PA for 10 years. Like, to a point where I asked him, like, why? Like, you can't at that point you can't be like chasing it. Like
Yeah.
You have to either like just really like this,
or you just settled and you're just not.
Yeah, like I guess he was doing well enough where like maybe his lifestyle was so inexpensive that it made sense. But I was like, he was 30. He had been working on jobs since he was 20. Where I was like, I can't see doing this for that long.
No,
like,
not for 10 years.
No, like I was in it for 5, and I was like, this is too much.
Yep.
You know, so. How are we on time?
We're good, man.
We're good?
Yeah, we got probably another 10 minutes to mess around.
Okay, sweet. All right, so maybe we to pivot off of this for a second. I was gonna ask. You know, it's been a while since we've seen each other.
Yes.
What? I know you've been working on some things. Is there anything you want to talk about like any projects you're working on that you really want to get into?
Oh, I got a bunch of stuff coming. That's the other thing too. Like I've been laying back on the working on other people's projects and trying to work more on mine, especially since the project I've worked on recently has, gone away.
Yeah.
Last year I filmed a short. Is a short called Sound Mind. It was an amazing crew. The crew was amazing. You don't really. Like, obviously, you notice, like, oh, that guy's awesome at his job. That girl is amazing at her job. You really notice that, though, once you start up something of your own and you get your friends involved and you get people you've met along the way. Like, hey, listen, I need a sound person. Are you interested? Hey, I need a camera person. You interested? And you really start to notice, like, what goes into every little thing. It's all hands on deck. Everybody's not one person is not going to be moving. Like I pulled for PA, I pulled one of my close friends, Ant, on. I'll shout him. I can shout out Anthony. Anthony's never worked in film, never done anything like that before, and I was just talking to him one day, and I was just like, "Hey, listen, would you be interested in just helping out on my side? I just need somebody to do heavy lifting." He's a laborer too. I work with him in landscaping and labor jobs and stuff. So he was like, "Oh hell yeah, brother! I'll get in there. Let's get it." And I picked him up at like 6 a.m. We hit the road. We get over, and I'm like, all right, here's what I'm going to ask you to do. And I, no joke, like just gave him a list of things to do, like set this up, do this up, do this up. Because I had to get in makeup. I had to do all that from the beginning while telling people what I want done. And he was not ready for that. Like the work, not a problem. He did that like it was nothing. He was not ready for the 12 hours of standing around and just waiting.
Well, that's the thing. You don't realize how much you're just going to stand there
on a set. Yeah,
and
absolutely.
And you have to be quiet.
You do.
So like,
I was pacing back and forth. For 12 hours.
When I feel his pain because like I've definitely been on sets where like I have a lot to do, but not during the filming.
Once filming's happening, you can't do shit. You just gotta wait.
I would just go outside. Yeah. I'd be like, all right, my radio's on. Like if it was a job with a walkie, like I'd be like, all right, my radio's on. If they need me, they can radio for me. Because I know me, and I know I have a hard time. Like it's the ADHD, it's whatever of just sitting still.
Yeah,
and that would have. Yeah, so I feel his pain. That's tough, and it's exhausting because now because then you're worried about making a noise.
Yeah,
like
because we finished up and I didn't really see him too much throughout because obviously it was kind of a bottle short film. We just filmed it in one room. That was it. So we stayed in this one room the entire time filming, and the only time I would leave was to go to the bathroom. Other than that, I was in that room consistently, like watching the DP set up. Watching the sound guy, move his shit where he's got to go. He, makeup girl, Jill, she came in. She would hit me up or hit up the other, my co-star. And that was it. I was in that room the entire time. So by the time I came out and he's just sitting there, the life is drained from his body. He's just got his face. And I was like, you good, man? He goes, dude, I'm so fucking tired. When are we done? And I was like, we're almost done. I promise you, dude. Thank you so much for being here.
Yeah. You really have to stay like high energy the whole day, and it's tough. I
sent him out to get lunch, and he goes, "Oh, thank God."
Sometimes you are just waiting around for something to do, though. Like if you're not on like in a particular department, you're just a PA on like an indie thing.
Yeah,
it is waiting around for something to do. That's why it's a good opportunity to like try to learn about other departments and like play around, like, you know, see if it's not union, some guys might be more open to you like helping out in like camera or grip or whatever.
Yeah.
Because you gotta stay busy, otherwise it's a long day.
It is, and dude. It's 12 hours minimum.
And days become more like if it's days on days, like
dude, they blend together.
Yeah,
they blend together. It's a lot. It's if you're in a position where you're not going to be super busy the entire time, you're sitting in a chair or standing on a wall or like leaning on a wall or something until your job comes up.
Yeah,
and that's no different no matter what job you're on, whether you're filming essentially my short film that's going to end up on YouTube, or you're filming $1 million blockbusters. You're going to be standing around sometimes depending on your position.
Oh yeah, talking about it bleeding into each other. I used to come home from a 12-hour shoot, go to bed, and I would dream another day of work.
Yeah.
And then wake up and have to go to the job.
To go to work.
So I worked like 3 shifts in 2 days. Like,
yeah.
Because like it becomes a lot. It becomes like all encompassing.
That's your life. That's
it.
You go home to sleep, and that's it. You don't go home to do anything personal.
That's why like I've asked like friends who haven't worked in the industry to like come in for a day on stuff before, and they're always like, that was awful. That was one of the worst days of work I've ever had to do.
And you forget sometimes that it at least for me, I've always wanted to work in movies and TV. I thought like that was my thing. I just never thought it was going to be possible until it started happening. But you forget that you're working for a purpose. Like, you think you're just going to work every day. Like, oh, this is my job. This is it. Like, at that point, we were, well, it was last year we filmed it. So I was like 4.5 years in. And I started to lose the passion a little bit.
Yeah.
So I was like, I got to film something. I got some extra money right now. I can, live on whatever money I got left over after that. And then luckily enough, while we were on set that day setting up, I got called for another job, which was reassuring. But I was just like, I got to film something. I got to see if what I'm working towards is still what I want to work towards. And then we get there. I was holding a lot of hats too, because it was my production. Like, I was telling everybody, not like anybody needed any telling. Everybody showed up and just started doing their fucking job, and it was amazing to watch. Like, everybody was so goddamn professional. And we're, after we finished it, like, one of my friends, Onofrio, you met him. He was the script supervisor on it. He was just like looking around, and he just goes, "Dude, I never thought like we would get here to making something like this." And I was like, "Dude, I know." And he goes, "I'm so proud of you." I was like, "Thanks, man. I appreciate that." And it actually felt good. Like, once we called rap, it felt so good.
It's very rewarding.
It is. It took a year for us to get it put together, because obviously all of us work in the industry, and we're all working up towards our bigger goals. Like, so it took a year for us to get it made, like, put together and finished. But once I put that together, I was like, all right, I remembered what I was working towards now.
Yeah.
And now when I go to work, yes, I'll have my struggle days and shit, but I remember now that there's more to do.
Yeah.
And especially after this job, I took off hauling ass. I have projects that I want to get made, like, ASAP. I started the production, Glass Boot Productions.
Yeah.
And
you want to show the shirt?
Yeah, I can do the shirt. Yep, I got a T-shirt on right now for Glass Boot, and then
I'll show him the back.
Show the back. I got a big ass bag. I got big bag activities.
There we go.
There you go. Yeah, I started the production company, so it's I'm gonna start hauling ass doing that. So I am gonna probably take a step back at some point from making other people's projects. It's just I had way more fun.
Yeah.
Doing it. Like, obviously the pay is nice for other people's projects, and my projects, it's my money. But it reminded me what I was working towards and why I got in the business.
Yeah.
So
and that's important, like, because like you said, it can become draining, and you forget that the reason you're doing this is to make your art. At some point, like, that is the goal. Yeah. Obviously, there are people who get into it just because, like, this is a career. But most people are getting into it because they want to create.
Yeah.
Like, they're creative in one sense or the other. They want to make their own stuff and feel fulfilled in making it. And if you're just in the weeds of the labor of it all, that gets lost.
Yeah.
So it is important to almost therapeutically just make your own stuff.
Yeah.
You know, like, and I know that was a big reason of me stepping away from everything because I wasn't making my own stuff. And while I haven't directed or produced any films yet, I've been able to like launch back into other stuff. Like we're making this podcast. I've been able to get back into doing comedy, and that's been great. And now I'm actually more interested in getting back into like film, but on my own terms. Like it was actually like very healthy to step away and to get on the creative side of my own things. Because now I'm like, okay, I could see a pathway towards doing what I want to do and it being hopefully profitable. But like, so it can be hard when you're like, it's hard to like see the forest in the trees, you know?
Yeah.
So I'm proud of you. We'll make sure people see it.
Yeah,
it'll get the appreciation it deserves.
It's going up there. I hope people like it. From what I've heard so far, people do like it. Obviously, as the creator, I have my issues with it.
Of course, but I've heard nothing but positive feedback for it from like the people I know that have seen it.
Yeah.
So we want to thank everyone involved in the production of our show.
Yes. Above all, the crew is what matters. This is what we're here for. We're here for the crew.
Of course.
So we want to thank Kimbra, our technical supervisor behind the camera, person in the chair. So thank you, Kimbra. You're amazing.
Yes.
And she'll come out and talk to us like in between filming and stuff like that. And she's so fun.
Yeah.
It's fun to talk to her.
Yes. We want to thank the lovely people, the rest of the lovely people at Hub 17.
Hub 17 in Staten Island.
In Staten Island, New York, that let us shoot here.
Yep. I've heard they got an app coming out.
Yes. When we know more about it, we'll be able to plug the app.
Yeah,
we want to make sure, people give back to Hub because they've been nothing but good to us. I want to thank Kenny from Hub 17 for letting us be here.
Through our hectic scheduling.
Yes, we're a lot to put up with, so
we are.
We certainly appreciate it. We want to thank anyone who's willing to watch and listen to this show.
Yeah, for real.
Because otherwise we wouldn't be able to do it.
Nope.
If we want to thank everyone out there who is like working and struggling on a production, like remember, like there are people who value what you do. Even if you're only hearing that from us, know that there are people that value it. None of these things would be possible without you.
Yep. Not many people, see how the sausage is made, and we're here to, showcase those sausage makers.
If you ever want to connect with us, tell us your horror stories or maybe your good stories from working on sets, you can reach us at notalentpod@gmail.com. We'll link all our socials and everything in the bio of every episode. Thank you for listening.
Yep.
And we'll see you next time.
Thank you.